Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazza. On today's show, we visit the Ames Municipal Airport. My guest today is Damien, traffic engineer with the Public Works Department here at the City of Ames. Damien, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, you've had kind of a long career with the city. Tell me a little bit about the different jobs you've had over the years and what you do now.
I actually started at the city as an ISU student. Started off in electrical engineering back in 1999 is when I started with the city. And really what happened is through my Iowa State career, worked with the guys in traffic, and then when I graduated, the traffic engineer position was open, so I applied for it. And I was lucky enough to get it here in 2005, and so since 2005, I've been the city's traffic engineer. As the traffic engineer, we also serve, well, in Public Works, we also serve as Ames MPO staff, so there's another role that I do.
And that's the Metropolitan Planning Organization?
Correct. And so that oversees, transportation for the region, the planning of it, of course. And then in 2008, because of some retirements in our office, I also took over a role as the airport manager, which kind of brings us today.
So we're here at the Ames Municipal Airport. There's a possibility that some of our viewers have never been out here. Tell me a little about where we're located and what we do here.
Well, the airport is located, if somebody has never been to the airport, we're off of Airport Road, which is if you take South Duff, which is Highway 69, down to right by Fire Station 3. When you see that, turn right or to the west. And it's kind of where Sam's Club and Lowe's is, and just continue west, and eventually you'll come upon our main entrance here off of Airport Road.
And it's a smaller airport.
Yeah, we're a general aviation airport. We're actually an enhanced general aviation airport, which means that we see recreational planes, gliders, but a lot of times what we see in an airport our size is we're a larger general aviation airport, so we also see a lot of corporate jets. People that are served in the community, like the larger businesses in Iowa State University, that are going to be using those smaller corporate jets.
Now, did you say when this airport was built?
The airport was actually, it was a land grant airport from Iowa State University, and it was back in the early 60s when it was first established. Since then, it's pretty much doubled in size. I believe sometime in the 70s, we actually took and extended the runways to the south. To what our current configuration is now.
And over the years, the city has put in different improvements, and there's some big projects possibly in the works in the future.
Right. Really with, in the last, I would say maybe 3 to 5 years, there's been really a focus on the airport as a gateway to the community. Obviously there's lots of ways you can come into Ames. You can take a road, a bike, a bus, what have you. Well, they also wanted to focus on coming into Ames from a plane perspective. So we looked at, to my left, your right, is the airport terminal building. That is actually up for reconstruction. So in our current CIP, we have a planned project to reconstruct it kind of where we're standing now, but as a nicer, larger gateway facility. And then also in our plan, our main runway, which is a runway 0119, which is our long north and south runway. We're also looking to extend that from, it's currently 5,900 feet, which serves most corporate jets, but not all of them, especially not some of the larger ones. But we're looking to extend that to about 8,000 feet, where we can facilitate planes coming in and out in bad weather or inclement weather. But then we also can get some larger planes, kind of like what we would see ISU athletics teams, their kind of needs.
So in addition to maybe terminal improvements, would there be hangar improvements?
Well, once the terminal is replaced, that kind of opens up some space in our master plan for the airport where we could have more private hangar space. So it does open up some opportunities real estate-wise to also add more based aircraft to our airport.
So for pilots and companies that use airports of this size, is having covered storage important?
What we hear from them, and we had an actual, last year we had a fairly long user group meetings, that it's very important. Obviously you can imagine even a moderately old corporate airplane is going to be several $1 million. And so in Iowa, we get a lot of wind, we get a lot of rain, potentially hail and things like that. When they come to Ames, they want to have some place that they can park and protect their aircraft, because it's a considerable investment, of course. But then it's also a customer service thing for the people coming to Ames by way of the airport, that they don't have to get out of their plane in through a snowstorm or other sorts of things like that. So it provides only protection for the airplane, but a good customer service.
So these would be improvements that are in a long-range plan then?
Yeah, currently what we have in our capital plan for the city, which is a 5-year plan, is replacement of the terminal building. But then on top of that, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, also requires long-term planning, and that's where you would see the extension of our runway. Once the terminal has been built, say we flash forward in time, maybe another 5 years, then you'll start to see the runway improvements in the city's budget. But right now it's just in a long-term plan.
So how busy is the airport? Do we see a lot of traffic in and out?
We are the second busiest general aviation airport in the state. Second only to Ankeny, and really because the general aviation airport in Ankeny is a reliever for the Des Moines commercial airport, regional airport. But we see quite a few planes. The current number, I believe, is around 30 to 40,000 flights per year in and out, which includes everything from corporate jets, but then also people trying to get their pilot's license and the smaller recreational planes.
Now you mentioned improvements to the one runway. There is another runway, correct?
Yeah, we have what they refer to as a crosswind runway for smaller planes depending on the wind direction. The runway that runs diagonal north to south, which is the number for it is 1331. So if you're in a smaller aircraft and the winds are in a particular direction, it's hard for a smaller, lesser skilled pilot to be able to land, so that's what we have that crosswind runway for.
So 2 runways, lots of traffic, staying busy out here.
Absolutely. There's always something to do, that's for sure.
Well, thank you for updating us on the potential improvements. Like I said, a lot of people probably don't get out here, but maybe they'll see some earth moving and some changes coming in the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually in the process of replacing our west apron. It really is one of the last surface improvements for the airport. We've replaced taxiways, runways, so we're all actually up in very good condition. But you bet, it's a public facility. You can always come out here. We're next to a gazebo. You could come out here, park your car, watch planes come in and out. It definitely gets some of the feeling for our airport.
Great, Damien. Thanks for stopping by and visiting.
You bet.
Well, as we get into the month of July, it's hard to believe that summer's almost half over. Remember, the Ames Municipal Band continues to play a free concert at Band Shell Park on Thursdays at 8 p.m. The pre-concert starts at 7 p.m., so bring your blankets and attend those concerts. Also, remember, if you want to keep up to date with the latest city news, you can check us out on Facebook or Twitter. You'll get lots of updates and information about what's happening in the city of Ames. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.